Welcome the anointed ones. The most dangerous person in the room is the one who owes nothing to anyone and answers only to their destiny. You see, chosen ones, people aren't just talking about you behind closed doors, they're obsessing, speculating, and quite frankly, shaking in their boots. Why? Because you don't play by their rules. You've entered this world like a cosmic disruptor, tearing down illusions and dragging buried truths into the light. Here's a fact to blow your mind. Research shows that humans naturally fear what they can't control or predict. Well, congratulations, you're Exhibit A. Your very existence throws their carefully curated plans into chaos. It's not just your confidence or your ability to walk away from nonsense that scares them. It's that you see right through them. And let's be honest, it's kind of funny, isn't it? Watching grown adults scramble like they've seen a ghost when all you did was walk into the room. But here's the kicker. You didn't come to terrify them for fun, though it's a nice bonus. You incarnated for something much bigger, justice. Their fear is simply proof that your mission is working, so buckle up. Because today we're diving deep into why they're scared of you and why their fear is the ultimate sign that you're exactly where you're meant to be. Number one, you force people to confront their shadows. People fear you because your presence forces them to confront the very parts of themselves they've spent years trying to hide. It's not something you do intentionally. Your energy alone is enough to stir up discomfort. You carry a truth within you that shines like a spotlight, exposing the cracks in their carefully constructed masks. Most people live in denial, clinging to lies they've told themselves about who they are, what they want, and the choices they've made. But when you step into the room, those lies crumble under the weight of your authenticity. You don't even have to speak. The way you move, the way you hold yourself, the way you exist unapologetically and without compromise is enough to unsettle them. They see in you what they lack: courage, clarity, and a refusal to play by society's unwritten rules. You don't fit neatly into their categories, and that scares them. It reminds them of everything they're too afraid to be. What's even more unnerving is that you don't engage in their games. You don't need to. Your presence alone makes them feel exposed, like someone finally flipped on the lights in a dark room they've been hiding in. And deep down, they know you see them. You see their fears, their insecurities, their secrets, all the things they thought they could bury forever. That kind of perception isn't just intimidating, it's terrifying. And so they fear you, they talk about you, they try to tear you down. But their fear isn't a reflection of your flaws, it's a reflection of their own. They're not ready to face the truth you carry, but that's not your problem. You didn't come to make them comfortable. You came to bring justice, and justice always starts with truth. Number two, you're a mirror that reflects truth, not illusions. People fear you because you reflect the truth they've been avoiding their whole lives. You don't just walk into a room, you bring clarity, and for some that clarity is terrifying. Most people live in a comfortable haze, building their identities around what they want to believe about themselves. They craft illusions: I'm a good person, I'm doing my best, I'm in control, to feel safe and validated. But when they're around you, those illusions start to crack. You don't have to call anyone out or confront them directly. It's deeper than that. Your presence alone is a mirror, and not the kind that flatters. They see the truth staring back at them, stripped of excuses and justifications. For some, that's unbearable. They see your strength and realize their own weakness. They see your independence and feel trapped by the systems they've allowed to control them. They see your honesty and feel exposed for the lies they've told themselves and others. The fear doesn't come from hatred. It comes from shame. You remind them of the work they haven't done, the dreams they've abandoned, and the compromises they've made. Being around you is like standing in front of a harsh, unforgiving light. And instead of using that moment to grow, most choose to retreat. They gossip about you, resent you, or try to discredit you. Not because of anything you've done, but because you've shown them what they lack. You're not trying to provoke fear, but it happens because of the role you were born to play. You don't exist to fit in or to make people feel comfortable. You exist to reveal the truth, and truth doesn't care about comfort. It exists to transform, and transformation always starts with discomfort. Number 3, you carry the energy of ancient justice. You carry the energy of ancient justice, and people can feel it even if they can't explain it. It's something timeless, something powerful that has traveled with you through lifetimes. You don't just stand for justice, you are justice in human form. This isn't about vengeance or petty arguments. It's about restoring balance in a world that has grown comfortable with imbalance. People sense that about you, and it shakes them to their core. There's something about you that feels inevitable, like the tides or the turning of seasons. When you show up, it's not random, it's purposeful. Those who thrive on lies and manipulation instinctively know that your presence signals the end of their reign. It's as if you carry a silent verdict with you, and while they may not know what it is, they feel its weight. That's what terrifies them. The awareness that their actions, their deceit, and their games will no longer go unchecked. You don't need to raise your voice or make threats. Your energy alone sends a clear message. The scales will be balanced, whether they like it or not. People who have taken advantage of others fear you because they know that justice has finally come knocking, and it's not negotiable. Even those who don't directly oppose you feel uneasy around you because you expose the cracks in the systems they've come to depend on. You didn't incarnate to simply exist. You came to disrupt, to dismantle what's broken, and to rebuild what's right. That kind of energy doesn't just command respect, it commands fear from anyone clinging to the old ways. They know you're unstoppable because justice isn't just your mission, it's who you are, and it's woven into every fiber of your being. Number 4, your energy strips away their masks instantly. People have spent their whole lives perfecting masks, carefully crafting the version of themselves they want the world to see. These personas are built to protect them, to gain approval, and to hide their weaknesses. But when they encounter you, all of that work comes crashing down. It's not something you consciously do. Your energy simply disarms them. The thing is, you don't operate on superficial levels. You see beyond what's being presented to you. It's not just that you notice inconsistencies or read body language. Your presence alone brings out the truth in others, whether they're ready for it or not. This isn't just uncomfortable for them. It's terrifying. Their masks, their carefully constructed facades dissolve in the face of your authenticity. They're left exposed, stripped of the lies and half-truths they've been using to navigate the world. What unnerves them even more is that they can't figure you out. They're used to fooling people, to using charm, manipulation, or bravado to control situations. But none of that works on you. They can't hide behind a smile or an excuse because you see straight through to their intentions. It's not about judgment or confrontation, you just know. For people who rely on those masks for power or survival, this is a nightmare. Without their armor of lies, they don't know who they are, let alone how to respond to you. They feel vulnerable, even powerless in your presence. And that's what makes you so intimidating. It's not that you seek to destroy them, it's that your truth naturally dismantles their falsehoods. To them, you're not just a person. You're a force they can't control, predict, or manipulate. That's why they fear you, and it's also why your presence is so profoundly transformative. Number 5, you embody unshakable integrity. In a world where bending the truth and cutting corners have become second nature to many, your integrity is a glaring anomaly. You don't compromise your values for convenience, nor do you shy away from doing what's right, even when it's difficult. That level of unshakable honesty doesn't just make people uncomfortable, it terrifies them. Here's the truth. Most people are used to navigating life through manipulation, persuasion, or outright deceit. They've built their success, relationships, and reputations on half-truths and hidden agendas. When they encounter you, someone who cannot be bought, swayed, or coerced, they feel a level of helplessness they've never experienced before. They can't charm you, they can't guilt-trip you, and they certainly can't intimidate you. That's enough to shake their entire worldview. What makes your integrity so frightening is its permanence. You're not playing a role, and you're not pretending to have principles just to gain respect. It's who you are, and that authenticity exposes the lack of it in others. When they look at you, they see the stark contrast between their compromises and your steadfastness. It's not a comparison they're eager to face, and so they lash out, avoid you, or attempt to discredit you. People who rely on deception to maintain power know they're powerless against someone who operates with complete transparency. They can't predict your next move because you're not playing the same game. Your actions are guided by principles, not personal gain, and that makes you unstoppable. To them, you're like a walking reminder of what they've sacrificed for the sake of ambition or convenience. It's not your problem, though. Your integrity isn't just a shield, it's your weapon, and it's one they'll never figure out how to defeat. Number 6. Your incarnation signals the end of their control. Your very presence is a disruption to the systems of control that have long gone unchecked. You didn't incarnate to tiptoe around power structures or play along with manipulation. You are here to upend them. And whether they admit it or not, the people who rely on these systems feel it. The moment you enter the picture, they sense that their reign is coming to an end. It's not about what you say or do. It's about what you represent. Your energy carries the force of inevitability. You embody change, real, unrelenting, unapologetic change. This isn't the kind of shift that can be negotiated or delayed. It's the kind of transformation that dismantles the old to make way for something new, something just. People who have thrived on manipulation and control know this on an instinctive level, and it terrifies them. You don't need to confront them directly, or even acknowledge their schemes. The fact that you exist, standing firm in your truth and refusing to play their games, is enough to destabilize their carefully constructed plans. Their power was built on illusions, on lies, manipulation, and coercion. But you are a walking contradiction to everything they stand for. Your presence alone begins to unravel the control they thought was unshakable. What's more unnerving for them is the knowledge that they can't stop you. No amount of resistance, slander, or sabotage can derail what you've come to do. You are a reminder that their time is up, that their unchecked power is no longer sustainable, and deep down they know it. They may not admit it, but they feel the tides turning, and you are the force behind that shift. Your existence signals the end of their dominance and the beginning of a new order. Number 7. You disarm their weapons without lifting a finger. People who thrive on control depend on fear, guilt, and manipulation as their greatest weapons. These tools are finely tuned, sharpened over years to keep others in line, to maintain their dominance, and to bend situations in their favor. But when they encounter you, those weapons fall apart. It's not because you fight back or engage in their games. It's because their tactics simply don't work on you, and that terrifies them on a level they can't fully articulate. You don't respond to fear because you've faced your own. You've walked through the fire of your own struggles and come out stronger, untouchable. Fear loses its power over someone who has already confronted their darkest truths. Guilt? It doesn't stick to you because you operate from a place of authenticity. You know your intentions are clean, so no amount of finger-pointing or blame-shifting can make you question your worth. And manipulation? It's like throwing darts at a fortress. You see through their schemes so clearly that their attempts to control you come off as clumsy and desperate. This disarms them in a way that feels existential. These people have spent their lives perfecting these weapons, relying on them to navigate the world and maintain power. When they see that you're immune to their methods, it's not just frustrating, it's destabilizing. It forces them to confront a terrifying reality. Their greatest strengths are powerless against you. You don't even have to try. Your presence alone renders their tools useless, and they know it. This isn't just a loss for them, it's an unraveling. Without their weapons, they're exposed for what they truly are. And that kind of vulnerability is something they've spent their entire lives avoiding. For them, it's not just intimidating, it's shattering. Number 8. You carry divine authority, and they can feel it. Your power is unlike anything most people have encountered because it doesn't come from the usual sources. It's not about wealth, social standing, or charisma. Your authority is rooted in something far greater, a divine purpose that pulses through everything you do. This isn't something you announce or flaunt. It's simply there, woven into your very being, and people can feel it. This connection to a higher force is what sets you apart and makes others uneasy. Even those who don't believe in anything beyond the physical world sense that there's something extraordinary about you. It's not a power that can be bought, borrowed, or imitated. It's incorruptible and infinite, and it dwarfs the petty games of manipulation and control that so many rely on. To those clinging to earthly power, your presence is a stark reminder of their limitations. Their schemes, alliances, and hierarchies suddenly feel small and irrelevant in the face of something as vast as divine authority. They realize, often unconsciously, that they're not just up against a person, they're up against a purpose. And it's a purpose that cannot be derailed or outmaneuvered. This is why they fear you. It's not just about who you are. It's about what you represent. You are a living testament to a greater order, one that transcends their ambitions and exposes the fragility of their power. They know that no amount of influence or cunning can contend with a force that exists beyond their comprehension. Your connection to divine purpose is your foundation, your shield, and your strength. It's why you move through life with a quiet, unshakable confidence. You don't need to prove yourself because the proof is in your presence. And whether they admit it or not, they feel it, and it terrifies them. Number 9, you're unpredictable and impossible to categorize. People crave predictability. They want to know how things will unfold, how others will react, and what to expect from those around them. It's a survival mechanism. Control equals safety. But with you, control is a distant dream. You refuse to be pigeonholed into any category or mold. You don't fit into their neatly defined boxes, and that makes you an enigma they can't figure out no matter how hard they try. Your unpredictability is like a riddle they can't solve, a puzzle that keeps shifting the pieces. One moment you might be calm and reflective, the next you're boldly challenging the status quo. You don't answer to the rules they've set. You carve your own path, and this defies everything they understand about how people are supposed to behave. The more they try to label you, the more you slip through their grasp, leaving them scrambling for explanations that never quite make sense. This drives them crazy because they thrive on control and certainty. They fear the unknown, and your very existence is a constant reminder of how little they can actually predict. They don't know what you'll do next, what you'll say, or where you'll go, and that fear of not being able to anticipate your actions keeps them on edge. They want to understand you, to figure you out, but they can't, and that eats at them. You're not interested in fitting their expectations or playing by their rules, and that's what makes you so powerful. You move in ways that surprise, that break norms, that shake the foundation of everything they thought they understood. To them, you're like a storm they can't predict, unstoppable, elusive, and unsettling in every way. Number 10, your silence speaks louder than their noise. When you remain silent, it's not because you lack something to say, it's because your presence alone speaks volumes. While others engage in endless noise, arguing, gossiping, and trying to drag you into their petty conflicts, you stand firm in your silence. And that silence, that quiet strength, is louder than any of the chaos they create. Your silence forces people to confront the emptiness of their actions. When they try to provoke you, when they gossip about you, or when they challenge you with words, you don't react. You don't need to defend yourself or explain your every move. Instead, your silence exposes the futility of their attempts. It's a mirror to their insecurities, their desperation to drag you down to their level. But you refuse. You stand apart from the noise, and in doing so, you show them exactly how hollow their words truly are. What scares them most is that their words have no power over you. They've grown accustomed to manipulating situations with their rhetoric, using insults, accusations, or promises to control others. But when they throw their words at you, they hit nothing but air. You don't react, and that drives them mad. It strips them of the control they think they have. In a world where everyone feels the need to speak, shout, or defend themselves, Your ability to remain silent is a power they can't comprehend. It's not just a refusal to engage, it's a declaration that their noise doesn't matter. You've already won by simply not allowing their words to touch you. Number 11. You incarnated to rewrite the rules they depend on. You didn't come to blend in or simply follow the established rules. You incarnated to rewrite them. The systems of control, the structures that people have spent generations building, are crumbling under the weight of your presence. They've relied on these systems to dictate power, to control, to manipulate, and to keep the status quo in place. But you didn't come here to play by their rules. You came to dismantle the very foundations of their world and introduce a new order. This new order is not one built on greed, exploitation, or deceit. It's one founded on truth, justice, and alignment with the higher principles that govern existence. Where they sought to impose fear and division, you bring unity and understanding. Where they maintained their power through lies and manipulation, you stand firm in transparency and authenticity. Your purpose is clear: to upend the old paradigms and replace them with something far more powerful, something real. The old systems are crumbling, not because they've been attacked, but because they're incompatible with the energy you carry. People who thrived under these systems feel it. Their influence, their control, and their grip on reality slipping away. They can't stop what's happening, and that terrifies them. They see the walls they've built falling, not with violence, but with the sheer force of your existence. You are here to restore balance, to bring alignment with universal truths, and to show people a better way. They may not fully understand what you're doing, but they feel the shift. The old world is ending, and you're the force behind the new one. You are the catalyst for a greater transformation, one that's been needed for so long and one that can't be stopped. Number 12. They sense the power of your unfinished mission. What people fear most isn't just who you are right now, it's who you're becoming. You're not finished. You're still evolving, still stepping into your full potential. And that thought alone unnerves everyone around you. They can sense that you're on a trajectory that's far beyond their understanding. And it terrifies them because it threatens everything they've built, everything they rely on, and everything they hold dear. The power you hold right now is immense, but the power you're still tapping into is even more daunting. You've only begun to scratch the surface of your capabilities, and the deeper you go, the more they realize you could reshape the very fabric of their world. You're not just a force in the present, you're a living prophecy in motion. Every step you take towards your full potential is like a tremor beneath the surface, shaking the foundations of the systems they've spent lifetimes building. They know they can't stop your evolution. It's not something that can be held back with fear, manipulation, or control. You're a force of nature, and the further you ascend, the more you dismantle their illusions of control and power. They may try to distract you, to slow you down, but deep down they know that nothing can stop what's already in motion. You're not just evolving for the sake of personal growth. Your journey is bigger than that. It's destined to bring a profound shift in the world in ways they can't yet comprehend. And that's why they're scared. They fear the power of your unfinished mission, because the moment you fully step into who you're meant to be, there's no stopping the changes you'll bring. And those changes will turn everything they know upside down. In the end, it's not just your presence that leaves them trembling. It's the undeniable force you embody, one that can't be contained, controlled, or predicted. You're here for a purpose far greater than any of the petty games they've been playing. Your existence alone challenges everything they believe in and exposes the fragility of the systems they depend on. They see your evolution, your power, and they know deep down that you are the catalyst for a change they can neither stop nor understand. You incarnated to rewrite the rules, not just for yourself, but for everyone. To dismantle the old paradigms and usher in a new era grounded in truth, justice, and higher principles. You are the living proof that the world is shifting, and those who are clinging to the past are about to be left behind. They fear you, not because of what you've already accomplished, but because they know that you're just getting started. And the more you step into your full potential, the more their carefully constructed realities crumble. You're a force of nature, a living prophecy, and nothing they do can change that. So let them talk, let them fear, because it only reinforces what they already know. The old world is coming to an end, and you, the chosen one, are the one rewriting history. If you felt the power of this message and resonated with what you're meant to embody, then it's time to stay connected. The journey has just begun, and there's much more on the horizon. Don't let the old world pull you back. Join this tribe of truth seekers, trailblazers, and those who are here to rewrite the rules. Hit that subscribe button now, because you won't want to miss what's coming next. You're meant for greatness, and together we're going to make it undeniable. Welcome to the revolution. This is just the beginning. God bless you.